Where's yours? I'll go get it. Okay, Lane, this is your chipping technique before we made some adjustments, and I want you to focus on the club as it hits the golf ball. And you can see there was no follow through. You basically just chopped down at the ball and stuck the club in the ground and kept it there. There was no continuation of the club through the ball. And so that's one of the things that we worked on. Also, you had a fairly wide stance, which is pretty common before people learn the right technique of chipping. But the pros will have their feet very close together when they hit these shots. On the left is Rory McIlroy, and on the right is Tiger. You can see how close their feet are together. They also have their hands in front of the ball to create shaft lean, so they can hit down into the golf ball. The key to hitting these shots is you must hit down and hit the ball before you hit the ground. Now here's your new setup, really good. Feet are close together, hands are forward, you have that shaft lean, you're in a position to hit down on the ball. We also worked on hinging the wrist a little bit in the backswing. So you got that wrist hinge, and you're coming down, you're keeping your weight on your left side, and you're not stopping the club right at the ground, but you're letting the follow through go beyond that. Much, much better.
Okay, do one practice swing, because I'm on a video is going to compare your practice swing to your ball swing. Hold that new finish. Aggressive, through. Hold it. Good. So your goal is to make your hands finish in that pose. Oh, good. Good. You had a little battle with the ground, but your hands won the battle. You didn't let the ground win that battle. You went on through. So I want one practice swing and have a pose. You're going to feel yourself brush that grass aggressively, and you're going to feel yourself hold that finish with your hands past your body. Good, right there. That's where we want.
On the left, Hal, is your chipping technique before I made any adjustments. And from the setup, you can certainly see there's a little bit of difference. I've narrowed your stance, which makes it easier to put weight on your left foot. And it makes it easier to get your hands in front of the ball so that you have what we call shaft lean. So you've got this shaft leaning a little bit more. That butt end of that handle is pointing more to your front shoulder, which is what you want. And here it's more or less pointing at the center of your body. And so that's going to promote a much better downward hit into the ball and get under the ball. Here you're going to come in just a little bit shallow, and at times that can cause some problems. That can cause you to hit the ground behind the golf ball or blade the ball with the edge of your sole of your club and just send it shooting across the green. So this setup is a lot better for you. It's going to allow you to have a lot more consistency of getting under the ball so that you hit the proper loft for the shot. Now let's look at the swing on the left. This is the original swing. And as you come through, you don't have a lot of follow through. And your hands basically kind of just stall right as you hit the ball, and you kind of flip the club head through. Now on the right is your practice swing. It wasn't the swing through the ball, but it's certainly one of your better techniques. This is the swing that you want to develop on a golf ball, and you don't have any trouble doing that swing with those hands. Get all the way here. You're not wristy at all. Nice full swing. Much better position on the right.
This your pitching wedge, Hal?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now see how your left hand buckled? Your left wrist buckled? So I want that handle to go past their leg. Do a practice swing where that happens. Good. One more time, hold it. Hold it, and then look at your handle. It's where, well, it was right here. Now it's right here. Now we're not buckling this. Okay. That's the one. Yes. How many pros would hit this shot to the targets I've been giving you with a pitching wedge? Most of them would use a lob wedge. Same wedge is about 55 or 56 degrees. Lob wedge is 60 degrees, more loft. They would use the most lofted club in their bag. And their most lofted club in their bag is probably going to be a 60-degree lob wedge. They'll also have a sand wedge. You want to start learning how to hit shots with your more lofty clubs out of this thick stuff. Okay? We're going to learn that today. That requires adding one little piece to the swing. Bill Mickelson was one of the best short game players. He says if you don't hit your pitch shots with a hinge and hold technique, you can never hit pitch shots. There's no question, you got to do it. What is hinge and hold? Y'all were kind of doing almost a big putting stroke. There wasn't much hinge here. Hinge and hold is hinge, chop, and freeze. So it's not a hinge and hinge. It's a hinge and hold. But I need you to feel how the hinge is on the backswing. In the backswing. What that does, it allows this club to approach the ball at a steeper angle. So it's coming in almost at this angle. When you don't hinge it, that club is approaching the ball at a low angle. You have to be so precise to hit it perfect. If you're a fraction off on this line, you might hit way back here. If you're a fraction off on this line, it may only be here. That same degree of error doesn't punish you as bad when you add the heat. You're going to set up with your feet closer together. You're choking down. Hands are forward. Weight is forward. And you're going to hinge and hit. And you're going to try to finish to right there. Look at that ball get up in the air. Go in the hole. Go in the hole. Good. Yes, that's what I want.
Yeah, right there you go.
Good. Sure. Then it'll be the good technique. Oh, how'd that feel?
Amazing.
Very good.
This here is one of your best executed pitch shots. Kept your club going through, your hands going through, at good contact. Very good. On the lefty lane was your pitching wedge, and I've drawn a blue arrow into showing the trajectory of the shot. And it was at 22 degrees. And then on the right is your sand wedge, and you hit it 34 degrees. So the red line is the 22 degrees, and the blue line is your sand wedge, which sends it much higher. And when it goes higher, that means it's going to come down onto the green from a higher ascending angle, and that helps it stop a little better. Doesn't release and bounce forward as much, and gives you a little bit more control, a little bit more help of keeping the ball on the green and not rolling too far.
Chop down, taking the grass, the roots out of that grass. There, it popped right up just really nice.
How this is you using your sand wedge, you can see how that ball just pops right up as you come through. Very good. How on the left was your chipping or pitching swing with the pitching wedge. And the trajectory of that is 32 degrees. If I were to draw a 32-degree angle from the pitcher on the right, 32, and on the right you're using your sand wedge, and I want to show you the difference in the trajectory. And you had a much higher trajectory with the sand wedge. And so that's going to allow the ball to land softer on the green and not release and run so hard. The other thing that it does is when the ball goes up higher right from the beginning, it doesn't have to pass through so much grass that might be sitting in front of the ball. It goes straight up above the grass. When you have a lower trajectory, the ball has to penetrate more grass, which will inhibit the ball from coming out as clean as you would like.
Your goal when you have these shots in here is to get in the hole within 2 or 3 strokes. Okay? You just want to eliminate 4. 4 is if your ball only went to here. Now you might take 4. 4 is when you go over the green. Now you may, but if you can get on the green and 2-putt, you got to. So your goal is, it's hard to hit. This is tough. You never know what lie you're going to get. It's going to be a hard, difficult lie. But you need to have this technique to say, well, I may not get it close, but I'm going to get it on. Give myself a reasonable chance to 2-putt.